Who is BLU, you ask? BLU is a consumer electronics company founded in 2009 and headquartered in sunny Miami, Florida. So far, the company has reportedly shipped over 10 million BLU-branded devices. Newest in its lineup is what some are calling the thinnest phone in the States. It's thin, it's light, and it looks a lot like an iPhone 6. Beyond first impressions, how does the BLU Vivo Air measure up? Let's jump right in. The first thing you're going to notice is how light and how thin the phone really is. 97 grams and 5.1 millimeters. It really does feel like a display unit. The next thing you'll notice is the bold, bright screen. It looks fake, but it's not. Though it's made of Gorilla Glass 3, the Vivo Air comes with a screen protector in the box that you can apply if you want. It also comes with a lightweight case as well. We opted to go without either, and other than a fairly slippery back, we're happy with that choice. It's a 4.8-inch Super AMOLED panel with a resolution of 720p, which puts it at a very respectable 306 ppi pixel density. Colors are hyper bright and a bit oversaturated, but blacks are deep and text is crisp. Video streams tremendously well, and watching Serenity was more detailed and crisp than we've ever seen. Whether this is thanks to codec magic, it does have an H.265 Ultra HD video supported by the SoC, or whether it's because of the Mali 450 GPU driving the pictures, we don't know. Under the hood, you'll find 16 gig of internal storage. Regrettably, there's no SD card expansion. And there's only one solitary gig of RAM. This shows up in everyday use. The processor, however, is a little bit surprising. It's a MediaTek octa-core clocked at 1.7 GHz, and it's based on ARM's Cortex-A7. No, this is not a dual quad-core configuration either. MediaTek describes the MT6592 chip as a true octa-core, with all 8 cores firing at once. The MediaTek chip powering the Vivo Air is capable of LTE, but BLU opted to go with HSPA Plus instead, and it's calling it 4G, both on the box and on the carrier icon in the status bar. On the Wi-Fi side, only 2.4 GHz is supported on 802.11b, G, and N. No A or AC here, and performance was only acceptable. When it comes to software, the Vivo Air uses a heavily stylized build of Android 4.4.2 KitKat. It'll run all the apps that you're used to, and they'll look like they do on any other Android. But everything else, well, it's different. From the lock screen to the launcher, which somehow lacks an app drawer. It's got an infinite, unorganized, scrolling home screen instead. BLU has an interesting take on Android, that's for sure. You might love it, you might hate it, but you've got to give it to BLU for going out on a limb. Alas, it looks like the heavy customization is already delaying OS updates, with no announced time frame for when Android 5.0 Lollipop will be arriving. If at all. In everyday use, the Vivo Air performs well. Heavy apps hang up a bit, but we'd expect that with only 1 gig RAM. Benchmarks often didn't want to complete, which we suspect is due to incompatibilities with the relatively new MediaTek chip. Upload and download speeds were disappointing, even for HSPA+. Calls on the device are acceptable, but not great. Our callers seem to notice a slight delay, which is more than usual for what we've seen on cellular networks, but it wasn't a deal breaker. Overall, audio was strong, but the speakerphone's muffled and muted thanks to the away-facing speaker. Thin means it doesn't have a huge battery to weigh it down. It's just 2100 mAh non-removable. What's surprising is just how much time we got between charges. After 1 day and 6 hours of moderate use, we still had 70% left. However, start watching some streaming video and, well, you're gonna see that number drop fast. Unlike smartphones from some other manufacturers, BLU doesn't cheat by saying their phone is thin, then bumping the camera module out the backside. The Vivo Air's camera sits flush with the back of the phone. Sure, it's only 8 megapixels, but it still shoots video at 1080p using that H.265 Ultra HD video codec that we talked about before. Pictures taken with the phone were acceptable and video was decent. You're not going to win any photo contests here. But those aren't the contests that BLU is trying to win with this thin, lightweight, 8-cord beast, is it? If you've got an Amazon Prime subscription, you can pick up the white edition of the Vivo Air for just $199, and that's unlocked. For a device with these specs, as long as you don't live and die by LTE, and if you want bragging rights about owning one of the slimmest phones around, you just can't go wrong with the BLU Vivo Air. Check out our additional coverage and thoughts on using one of the slimmest smartphones around over at Pocketnow.com. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. And of course, follow us on your favorite social media networks. I'm at Joe Levi. We're at Pocketnow. We'll catch you next time.